2 years, 3 years. So it's better than the stock market, I'm guessing. But again, this big retail pump, I feel like retail got into Cardano because they missed out on XRP, and now you can see whales are dumping. But again, we just need something from ADA. A lot of people weren't happy, but I still think that the long-term part of ADA, like a lot of these whales are still holding. So big things are being built, but it's going to take time. And if you're the type of guy who's patient, maybe ADA would be a big factor. If you want to get started trading XRP today, simply click the link in the description below, click register to participate, and sign up over here for a free bonus. Like the video and join me, link in the description below.
To be Cardano's best year yet. And why I'm saying that is there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that people don't realize. People forget that crypto, especially blockchain tech, is like an iceberg. What lies below the surface is very much unknown until it comes to the surface, until it actually becomes news. And there continues to be more information that's coming out time and time again. In fact, Charles Hoskinson talked about something that a lot of people thought was dead. So we are actually even making progress.
A lot of people thought ADA is gone, but then suddenly it's still like is alive. So don't be too worried about that.
Perfect example of this behind the scenes. And I wanted to discuss this with you guys as well as a few other pieces of news. So if you are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So this was all a post by the Crypto Home. And what he said is Cardano's best year to date will be 2026.
This is awesome, right? But I heard that also in 2021. So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. I know they've been building something though, and I covered it on my channel, but I always take posts like that with a grain of salt. That's the thing.
And I agree. A lot of people forget that even as price has kind of lagged here in 20.
Look, we saw a big top here at 1.6. Can we reclaim this top? Because you can see it went further downtrend. We saw another downtrend here. Bam. Obvious downtrend. If we look at the brush, bam, downtrend here. We place an arrow, which is going to be easier. We saw suddenly, same time as XRP explodes. This is what I call the era of technology. So this is when crypto XRP pump. But when XRP goes down, ADA is going to follow. And obviously, it's not going to give same gains as XRP because I think that it's a bit behind on XRP. And that's fine. XRP has been like the main one of the technology tokens. But literally, USA said they're not going to tax ADA. They're not going to tax XRP. Or at least that's what they were talking about. We haven't heard any updates on that. But this is a huge reason people and technologists would buy. Because of the technology, not just meme coins. That's what USA was looking into for crypto coins like that.
2025, obviously 2025 around the crypto market, kind of sucked from a price standpoint. It's been great from a progress standpoint. Full decentralization, being looked at by major institutional players. Progress in terms of partnerships around the world, right? And then now we have some of the biggest launches coming. We have Midnight. We have Ouroboros Laos. We have the advancement of Hydra, right? There's a lot of things that are working in our favor, and maybe even some of these take until 2026 to get here. But the point I'm trying to make is that we haven't been, a duck just sitting on the water. We have been active. We have been moving. We have been making some of the best progress in the crypto space, I would say, right? And the great news about this is there is still so much more that can, in fact, be done, especially when it comes to retail adoption. And maybe some of these things really kick that off when we get, major stables, things like that, right? And I'm kind of going off. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. But the point I'm trying to make is that just because price isn't performing to people's expectations, it doesn't mean you're not doing major things for the future. In fact, Charles Hoskinson talked about something that I think surprised a lot of people. He said Cardano has an exclusive launch, RealFi. We never left Africa. I gave over 1 million in loans to Kenya, Uganda. It's the ultimate bear market DApp. Yield is off-chain. It has nothing to do with crypto markets and has predictable returns. So there are things going on in places around the world when it comes to the Cardano blockchain that people weren't or are
So yeah, Cardano kept building for many, many months, even like pumps like that. The community stayed. Unfortunately, a big part of this community that stayed are the ones that bought at all-time highs. So they stayed because they could stay at all-time highs.
aren't aware of. Does
But yeah, personally, what I feel about Cardano ADA is it's what? 0.43, and it used to be 0.2 during the worst years. Again, during the worst times of crypto markets, when you thought everything was over. You know what was the bottom? About 0.24. So about that, maybe a bit lower, maybe 0.22, let's say that. But again, it's 1x up. It's the lowest it's ever been. And then we can see a further push upstairs, right? But can we see a further push to like $1? I think like, you know, Cardano ADA is always going to be playing catch up at this point.
anybody remember when we got the NASA announcement, how that kind of caught people off guard that they were in
Yeah, so that's what I told you guys. Like working with US, it's a huge thing.
fact utilizing the Cardano blockchain for supply chain management? It's kind of a bit of a surprise. Argentina kind of popped up out of nowhere. Dubai police force to store ballistic evidence. That's a pretty big deal. Popped up kind of out of nowhere. So the point I'm trying to make is, you know, while all these people are screaming that things are dead and nothing's happening, there's probably a lot of big things happening that you aren't necessarily aware of. And maybe 2026 is where the year where those things start breaking the surface, where they finally start coming to light and people start realizing, oh crap, we actually have a lot going on that, you know, remember we have an NDA. Charles Hoskinson has an NDA with who is it, SpaceX or something? Yeah, there's a lot of things, guys. Now, that being said,
So yeah, it does seem like that there is, you know, plans for it, but these plans, they actually take a lot of time.
this is another big
GATA from approved any moment institutional adoption of Cardano.
into a bear market. And again, I'm not going to discount
Buys
that.
worth 34
Between
million.
USDC and USDT, what?
250 million minted, pretty awesome news. SEC cracks down leveraged ETFs. SEC has issued warnings to ETF issuers to block new 3 to 5x leveraged ETFs after recent market volatility. Sounds fair. SEC said we're proclaiming about ETFs offering more than 2% exposure. I mean, leverage is not a good thing. Don't use leverage when you're on 2bit, guys. On my platform, well, not my platform, but you know what I mean. You can buy like $5 of XRP. Oh, you could even buy one ADA. I think the minimum buy is $5. But you get the idea here is that it's these, you know, like exchanges, they're offering very high leverage. And that's something you should guys consider. Like ADA over here, we can obviously see where it goes.
The SEC said we are concerned about ETFs offering more than 2x exposure. And I think that, yeah, leverage has been truly a cancer in this year, 2025. Yeah. And retail...
Don't do leverage. And actually, if you trust ADA long term, this could be the golden goose. Again, it might not be big. I've been pushing a lot of XRP because I'm trying to build a XRP community. But if this video gets 10 likes, I'm going to make a Cardano ADA trading community as well on 2bit affiliates. And I'm going to push more 2bit Cardano ADA price analysis. Smash that like button. If we get 10 likes, I'll do it. But yeah, obviously the reason why I've been pushing XRP is because a lot of trading volume here. Like there is an XRP trading community out there. We just got to find them, right? So there is a lot of plans here on where to get the traders and where to go from here. Like Cardano ADA, some people are just sleeping. Let's compare this one. Cardano ADA, you go over here. You compare it to XRP. Obviously not the same returns. Yeah, if you held 10,000 versus 2,000, it's still a big return, right? XRP, Cardano ADA should be actually giving more returns at this point. See? Who's giving more returns, Cardano or ADA? ADA, of course, but it's way low. So a big chunk of the holders of Cardano ADA are now people who bought it at a loss. You know, they didn't buy it at 0.2 cents. They bought it at an absolute loss. Absolute disaster. Sad to see. Very sad. So yeah, you guys kind of get the point. We have crypto, ZX.